This story, called The Wolves of Bywy, was written anonymously by a hunter who signed his name only with his initials HBS, writing from Marietta, Ohio, October 3rd, 1882, for Forest and Stream magazine. In it he recalls a time before the Civil War when he was hunting with friends in northeast Mississippi in the Prairie region of the state. The Wolves of Bywy. I have hunted through the counties of Winston, Lowndes, Oktibbeha, and Chickasaw. I once had 3 months of hunting life in Oktibbeha with three of the best friends God ever gave to a man, which forms the brightest period of all my life to look back upon. It seemed to me that the sun never shone upon such a stretch of hunting territory as lay between Tombigbee Prairie, south of Starkville, and the center of Chickasaw County. The two great swamps, Trim Cane and Bywy, meet in the northern portion of Oktibbeha, and together make a stretch of 40 miles of continuous swamp, averaging from 1/2 to 2 miles wide. These same dear friends, two of them long since dead, with the one still living in Texas, were types of that generous and manly growth which seems to prevail among the better educated Christian families of the South. I speak of the far back antebellum days, and presume that the same holds good still. I never knew their like for downright unselfishness, generosity, and kindly nature. They were young but full of strength and self-reliance, and no labor was too great which gave me any gratification. I would like to tell you of one little incident of a hunt which continued through 14 days with these same friends, and which was an exciting experience to me. There were in the South two kinds of wolves, the black and the gray or tawny, and it is well known that they have great antipathy to the dog more than to any other animal, and will take his track whenever they cross it and follow it, and if a number of them can gather in time, woe be to that pup, for he must either find shelter at once or be very fleet of foot. We had established our camp just at the junction of these two great swamps, Trim Cane and Bywy, and were having very exciting drives by day and fire hunting by night. Deer were much plentier than birds or squirrels are in our northern woods. I counted from 30 to 50 a day. Two of us had been out on a fire hunt until about midnight, leaving the others in camp. And when we returned, as we rode into camp, we noticed that one of the hounds had broken his tether and was gone. We were some 12 or 14 miles from any plantation, and we knew he had taken our track and was probably then 3 or 4 miles from camp. Calvin, one of the men with us, quietly remarked, "Now look out for fun. The wolves will bring him into camp on the double quick, or they have got to be pretty sharp if they catch him." We began blowing our horns to give the hound our direction. In about 10 minutes, and while we were listening, a wolf far up the swamp gave a long, mournful howl, and was answered by one a mile off in another direction. Soon one gave a sharper, quicker note, and was answered by a number in different parts of the swamp. They seemed to be all gathering in the direction of the first wolf. Then a long, querulous note, and the whole pack broke into full cry, and it seemed that 100 of them were on the poor dog's track, and rushing him down the swamp toward us. Such clamor and noise from such infernal throats I had never listened to. Stirring up the fire and snatching up our guns, we stepped to the bank of the slough, for we were camped just in the edge of the cane, and waited for the finish of this race for life. Pity for the poor dog was uppermost, and we fairly raged with the desire to get a shot at the wolves. If his strength and speed held out, and they were coming like a hurricane, he would reach us before they gathered on him. But we could not forget their long, low gallop that can tire, the hound's deep hate, the hunter's fire. And we trembled for the poor dog. On they came, 100 black throats in full cry. We cocked our guns and strained our eyes to pierce the darkness and gloom of the swamp beyond. Then suddenly, as they came nearer and nearer with a rush, pell-mell and hubbub most devilish, dog and wolves piled into the slough before us, and Calvin on top of them. We dare not fire lest we should kill the generous fellow as he stamped and struck with the clubbed gun in what seemed such an unequal contest. The poor dog had but barely made it, and his life was saved. But we did not kill a single wolf. We could hear them all around us in the cane, whimpering for the rest of the night, but were not disturbed, and did not fear them. Signed, H.B.S., Marietta, Ohio, October 3, 1882. If you found this interesting, please like and share and subscribe. Thank you.